Hi, I'm Maxi, CEO of the Gensukishi project. This time I want to share with you what Gensukishi project is about and how comes out the idea that I decided to transfer a game, a 3D MMORPG from Japan. It has a 14 years of history and turn it into a GameFi from the traditional game. So GameFi, as you know, that is on the blockchain with some Web3 and with an NFT, some crypto tokens. Actually, it is a big project which started 4 years ago. 4 years ago, there was a ICO trend, which everyone is thinking about how blockchain will bring some new revolution to all the things that we had, including games. So when I first came out to the idea, that was 4 years ago, that I met the original game maker, which is making the Elemental Knights, which is the original title of the Gensukishi. So we were thinking about this, just put the game on the blockchain, but that is not the way to make a real GameFi, even a metaverse. So that's a very big project, which was I was thinking about for 4 years ago. So I want to share how we did it and how we should make the game to a GameFi and even to a metaverse. Okay, so I would like to start from the company side. Maybe some of you are thinking about how they're making a GameFi or metaverse Web3 things. From the Elemental Knights, it is a 14 years old title, which means that we are from the Web2 concept team that has been making a lot of games, including RPG, of course, Elemental Knights. But as you know, GameFi is based on blockchain. So it is a Web3. For Web3, of course, you have to understand how to programming, how to generate your token and how to mint your NFTs. But it's not only the things on the program. It is the thing about how you should focus on the making. It's a total new thing that the GameFi and Metaverse. It also has the Web3, the blockchain side, and also the traditional users, I mean game users. So the target, you must focus on the target. Who are you really want to them to join to your GameFi that you're making? So the difficult part is that, like Gensukishi, we are still making a new game, which is, well, that a game is a game. I mean, the gaming part, including the graphic upgradation and the new things, new dungeons, just like you make a new title of a game. But it's not the way that you have made it before. You have to consider about which part you want to make a Web3 transaction on that with the token or NFT. Of course, you want to change all your equipment, your weapons, your items, all on the blockchain. But for currently, it is very difficult to make the whole game into a depth. Well, it depends on which kind of game you want to make. Like us, we are a fully 3D MMORPG, so it is still difficult for us to put all the transaction, the real time into the game. So we took a way that it's like a hybrid style, which is some centralized process and with some Web3 transaction into that. So you can make a GameFi, which is providing good playing experience and also with the Web3 factor inside it. That way is that you have to train your engineers, of course, including your PR manager, your marketing manager. They have to understand how Web3 marketing goes. Of course, maybe you were using the Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, and the Web3 people, of course, they love better like social media, like a Discord. So you have to understand the 0x generation, how they communicate on Discord or on Twitter. So you have to understand what kind of promotion they would love, how to FOMO your project, how to share your project. It's a totally different way from the traditional game industry. But for us, just like Gensukishi, we want to attract also the Web3, I mean the crypto users, and also the traditional game users. So the basic part is you have to make a game just like a game, not just a text-based game or too simple card game. That is not a game who attract nowadays users. You have to still make a real game, but you also have to understand how to attract 0x generation, the Web3 people. That is the most important part if you want to get both sides attractive. So also you have to make clear your tokenomics, how they could enter your GameFi or your metaverse, how they could to make money from your game. That is well, X to earn part, which is under testing now. For us, we are creating a new economics on the metaverse. So we call us, or we are Play and Economics, which is Play and Eco. That is a new slogan Gensukishi is doing promotion now. For example, in Gensukishi, we have 2 tokens, which is a double token ecosystem. It's like just like Axie Infinity, and a very famous GameFi coming out last year, 2021. So take us for example, our governance token is MV token, which means metaverse. You could use the MV token for some controlling power for the metaverse. That's like you can stake the MV to earn some in-game token. It is called RON, R&D, which is in our Gensukishi project. It is a basic currency. You can deal everything in the world. But if you own MV, then you can stake it for earning some RON token there. Of course, we have the land, I mean the map. We also have the land auction coming in this autumn, 2022. It is also the must item for purchasing your own land. And also you could generate your own NFT, just like some items, your weapons, or your original monster. You can just create like a god. I mean, if you own the governance token, so you can mint your original NFT and put it in the game. You can just use it for playing, or you can make some deals on some platform just like OpenSea. Of course, our project Gensukishi also has our own marketplace that you can make deals on it with other players and users. And the most important is that we want to make the GameFi metaverse into a DAO ecosystem. So the governance token is a must item. You make your vote, I mean the voting, to decide how the project goes. And that would be a very important part, to let your token holders participate in the whole project. We, the token holders, get together to decide how the project, how the game will go. And on the other way, the RON token, it is the in-game token, which is a basic currency, which I mentioned earlier. So the tokenomics side will be you own MV token, but in the game you use the RON token to buy everything. Just like you need to recover your HP or MP, then you use the portion. You have to buy it with the RON token. And of course, everywhere you go, you have to pay RON to enter new map or some limited map, which other user, maybe they are the owner of the land, they could charge you some RON token to get you inside a very limited their own land, which of course it has to be interesting or has something inside, otherwise you don't want to go there. That would be a new ecosystem, new economics on the metaverse, I mean the GameFi metaverse. So that is also an important part, to let your token to get circling in the whole ecosystem. That is also a very, very important part for design how the world it goes. So that is how we Gensokeishi are doing for the double token economics. And the other important side is for the NFT part, which is also very trendy investment or kind of new business this year. Of course, from the 2021, now it's 2022. Everybody is asking that, do we need blockchain or NFT in the metaverse or GameFi? Well, my answer is that yes, because if you don't put it on a blockchain or make an NFT, otherwise it is centralized, and others, well, including the game company, will copy it easily. So that is not actually way to secure your asset. I mean, after you fold the last boss, then you get the powerful weapon. Then if it is an NFT, so it would be the unique one. That is how we make it valuable. That is your asset. That is important part. And also you have to consider about how to give utilities to your NFT, or in the future, for example, Gensokeishi is collaborating with many other NFT projects. We give them the utilities to enter our metaverse. It means that like BAYC, Bored Apes, or other NFTs, we could make them import the NFT to our metaverse. So you can use your monkey or your character, your original character into the game, and you just use your role to adventure with other players. That is a very, very interesting one, which is the Web3 way to connect the NFT to your metaverse. That is the future way of it, because blockchain is a public chain. So your NFT is not only for your project. It also, you can bring it everywhere because it is locked on the blockchain. It is a unique one, and then we could give the more utilities for our own NFT and others to make a real metaverse, even a multiverse in the future. That is a very important part for future all projects, including us. So also a very interesting part in the future. So, but in the end, I want to also mention about, yes, for GameFi or metaverse projects, it is still, you have to watch the market. I mean, if you using the tokens or NFT, you have to watch how the market goes. I mean, the whole market, as I mentioned, the bull or bear market, the two, it affects the way you proceed your project. So you have to talk with, or if you have tokens, then you have to talk with the exchanges, just like famous one, Coinbase, Binance, FTX, Crypto.com. So many exchanges in the world. You have to consult then how you will distribute your token to the users. Of course, you have to obey for the legal side, you have to check how it will. You have to change. Maybe you have to change your rules of the game into different countries, in the United States or in Japan or in some Asia countries or others. You have to hire the real professional guys, including some lawyers, to secure your game is legal for every country in the world. I mean, at the least your target audience country. That is also important part. Just don't make some government as your enemy. That is the troublesome thing. We are at the generation which is very full of revolution, and Web3 is coming, or even some people are talking about Web 4 or Web 5. So I'm so excited to share with you how we did it on Gensokeishi. Of course, we are also developing it with the community together. And remember, always listen to the community and discuss with them together to make the new product together. That is a way to do the Web3 game, metaverse. Thank you for listening. Thank you.